Welcome back, everyone. It's time now for Kara's Cures, and there are some great online programs to help with reducing stress and increasing mindfulness, which we all could use a little of that right now.
They're available through the Copper Beech Institute.
Brandon Nappi is here, and he's one of the leaders over there. He's telling us about one program in particular, 14 Days of Love. That sounds good. Welcome, Brandon.
Oh, it's great to be here. Good morning, Scott and Kara.
Brandon, the first question I have to ask, because I know this is about online, but are there any courses that are being offered in person right now at the Copper Beech Institute?
At the moment, all of our programming is online. Once the weather begins to thaw, we'll be outside and in the woods practicing again. But in fact, being online has been an incredible way in which our community has grown. I remember, Kara, when I was on with you 7 years ago, we were just a small collection of people, and now our community has grown globally to over 40,000 people from over 30 countries, all hoping to relieve stress, to live more peacefully, and bring more love into our lives.
I love what you do over there, and I have to tell, I actually have taken some of the courses. I did a course in mindfulness-based self-compassion. They have the traditional one that a lot of doctors and nurses do, which is called MBSR. So you have a lot of certificate-type programs, ways to learn. But one thing that you're doing right now is we're all feeling the intensity. And from where you sit and how you can teach us to deal with that, you say it can only be healed by love, and you're learning this practice of self-love. What really is self-love? We're hearing self-love, self-care. These are all things we need to learn.
Yeah, well, we're all facing isolation and fatigue. And here in New England, of course, these are the darkest and coldest days of year. And I believe that most of us don't want to lose each other over politics or pandemic. And so, yes, the only path forward is love. And we begin with love and care for ourselves, which is really just the courageous willingness to honor the infinite worth that lives within us. And that once we do that, once we really honor what I like to say, the infinite lovability that we have, it then frees us to share a kind of fierce and courageous love for others as well. Because the truth is, we need both. It's like breathing with both lungs. We need both love for ourselves, care for ourselves on the one hand, and then a courageous care for others.
The Copper Beech Institute it's only been around since 2014, but yet you've done so much good in the community that you should really give yourself a round of applause, just helping people stay in that mindfulness.
And even helping prisoners and helping lots of folks.
Yeah, just so many different bases of our population.
Well, as a nonprofit organization, we recognize that there's so much suffering in the world. We see it in ourselves, but it's been really important to us from our earliest days to share these healing practices like mindfulness and various compassion practices with prisoners, veterans, and people struggling with homelessness and chronic mental health challenges, and survivors of trauma, along with NFL coaches and the Olympic Committee and the NBA. So these practices are incredibly simple, they're evidence-based, and they're really, really powerful. And so that's what we'll be sharing beginning on February 1st through the 14th. And the challenge is free, it's online, and it'll also be a way for folks to connect to their neighbors around Connecticut, but also nationally. We have folks already signed up from around the country and even around the world.
I love it. It's free.
It's free. And you have these free, also guided mindfulness meditations that will be live twice a day and recorded, so you can learn. I love this. Join the love revolution. But, I always talk about making the daily grind a sacred grind because, we have our jobs and we have our kids and we have this. And a lot of people say, oh, I don't have time for one more thing. But maybe you want to make time for the only thing that matters, which is allowing you to feel better. What are some of the practical tips that you're going to walk away with? Because I understand when I took your courses, I think you really walk away even that first night of like, oh, I can do something different tomorrow.
Absolutely. I think there's this misconception that we need large amounts of time to make big changes. And actually, the beauty of mindfulness is that we can begin to shift our lives in one moment, in one breath. So, wherever you are right now, you can just stop. And just for a moment, take a breath, feel your feet on the floor, and and understand that life only ever happens one moment at a time. The greatest gift that we have actually is not our skill or our education or our resume, jobs, what we have, material possessions. It's our presence. And our presence is accessed right now, right? And so we'll be taking a few moments every day. And the beauty of mindfulness is however much time you have, 10 seconds, 10 minutes, it can impact your life in really beautiful ways.
Well, thank you, Brandon. We so appreciate you being with us, and continued success. Good luck.
Thank you for all you do.
Thank you.
Thank you for all you do.
Yeah, absolutely. And you know, this is again a nice challenge, a great way to start the new year and refresh yourself. You're going to find out more information about this free. CopperBeachInstitute.com. They've got a lot of other great programs you can check out while you're there too.